The same day as Lot Lot, Tacoma Shoten also released Exes. Oddly enough, this game is a port of Capcom's 1984 vertical shoot-'em-up. Why didn't Capcom release this themselves? They were releasing games for the Famicom, starting with 1942 earlier. I really don't know, but for whatever reason, this was in fact released by Tacoma Shoten. Here's the original arcade version. This was one of Capcom's first shoot-'em-ups. US title to this was Savage Bees, and all your enemies in this are actually of the insect variety. You can see some nice parallax scrolling there. Obviously, this graphical feature was dropped for the Famicom release, which wasn't capable of those sorts of things. The arcade Exes was a nice little shoot-'em-up, not a huge hit like 1942. Here we see the bonus screen. Hitting on the little POW icon will change all the enemies on the screen to fruit. This is sort of the high point bonus round here. Unfortunately, this game was, just like 1942, ported by Micronix. And again, their lack of technical ability certainly shows. One nice feature about this game, still not incredibly common for shoot-'em-ups, is that there are bosses every level. You need to shoot out all the skulls and orbs of light to blow this thing up. This game also has a number of features which were also in 1942. For example, various power-ups. I think I got an extra life right there, not to mention 5,000 points. Various power-ups such as double shot. The little POW thing which we saw, which will destroy all the enemies on the screen. It's actually not a bad little game. Here we have that windmill thing that appears in various Capcom games. This is actually a sub-boss. Yes, this game does feature sub-bosses right before you get to the great big boss. So I would classify this as a fun, unique, unusual shooter. The whole insect/bee thing makes it different than your average shooter, that's for sure. It plays pretty well. It certainly could be worse. It certainly could be a lot better if the porting had been handled by someone more competent than Micronix, but, you know, the actual game design pretty much copies it almost exactly from the arcade, so not too much harm has been done. Compared to some of the older, more repetitive style shooters we've been seeing on the Famicom, this game is actually, you know, pretty darn entertaining, all things considered. So I'd say definitely give this one a shot. It's one of the very earliest titles in the great shoot-'em-up revolution that was occurring around 1984 to 1985, and it still remains quite playable.